Hi everyone, I am Majid and I'll be doing quiz 2.2 for Comp202. So the first question is to write a method that returns the smallest element in an array of integers. Use random numbers from 0 to 100 to populate the array with 50 elements. So first of all, we declare our array of integers. We call it A. And since it consists of 50 integers, we'll just add 50 between brackets. And now to populate this array, we'll use a for loop where each entry of A will be assigned a random number and since math.random gives us a number from 0 to 1, we should multiply this by 100, and since the number we need is an integer, we just cast it into an integer. Put parentheses to be more safe. Okay, so now we declare our variable least element, which is also an integer, and we'll assign it the value of A at 0. And then we use a for loop in order to determine what's the least element of the array. And inside the for loop we'll use an if loop. So if least is bigger than AI, the value AI will be stored in least. Okay, so then we can print out the value system. To compile. Everything is fine. Well, in order to make sure that the thing works, we just have to print the list, and for that we'll also use a for loop. To be able to compare them, we'll just print them on the same line. So and if you print them on the same line, we must be able to distinguish them. So we add a symbol like a semicolon between them. But then the last element will have a semicolon next to it and no element will succeed him. So we just add a -1 here and we print the last element alone. Okay, and here we also need to jump a line. And we compile, compilation is completed. We're on, the least element is 3. Well, it's hard to see it right here. Oh, it's here. So now the second question, generate an array with 1,000 elements and fill it with random integers from -100,000 to 100,000 and print that array on the line and its average on the second. So, well, it's a lot similar to the first question. So we'll just copy and paste. Okay, and we'll modify stuff that are the same. So we'll just call our array I. Oh Jesus, we forgot to name the array. So okay, so since it contains 1,000 elements, we just have to do this. And well, since the integer, the random numbers should be integers from -100,000 till 100,000 we should multiply this by 100,000 and then add the negative part. Okay, just to compile to check if the thing works. Okay, compilation is complete. And now we need the sum of these integers. So we declare an integer which is called sum, and we give it the value 0. And also we'll use a for loop to determine the sum. So sum receives the value of sum plus AI. And now we need the average, and the average of integer is not necessarily integer. So take 2 and 3, the average is 2.5. So we need to declare a double called average. And this double will receive the value of sum divided by a.length. And in order not to lose precision, we'll just cast this integer sum into a double. And system dot out dot. You just need to print an empty line here. Compile. Everything is nice. Okay, well, we'll just run the program. Well, if you want to check that the thing works, you just have to modify the array of the number of integer and the range, so calculation will become easier. And now the third question: what is the ROT13 encrypted message saying? Okay, whatever. So we just have to write an algorithm that encrypt this message. So first of all, we need to store this message in a string. So string, we'll call it S, and now we'll use a for loop for int I equal 0. Here we add brackets because S is a string and not an array. We declare a new variable character, which receives the value of S, which receives the character at the ith position of S. And let's compile this, check it. Okay. And now we have an if statement. If letter is between A and letter, like if letter is between A and M, then letter receives the value plus 13, right? Because M is the 13th letter, and you don't like M plus 13 will give you Z, which is the last letter of the alphabet. And else will receive minus 13. And we need to print down the value. Well, we need to print down that letter. we go. Let's compile. Check everything is fine. Compilation is complete. And computer science test major. Thank you for watching, everyone.